is Ava and I am from Alameda High School.
Hello, my name is Heaven. I'm from Tartan High School.
My name is Elnat and I'm from North High School.
This video is to raise awareness about the achievement gap.
We wanted to include the youth perspective on this issue.
This video also contains how youth and adults can work together to close the achievement gap.
There's a difference between kids who have more of an advantage to their start.
It's kind of a large gap that you have your accelerating students and students that don't do too well in school.
The achievement gap is one of the most pressing issues that is not only for teachers, students, and parents in the United States, but also globally. The U.S. schools has been called the greatest civil rights issue of our time. When I started learning about the achievement gap, I thought it was all about race and the difference between race and like people of color and their white counterparts. But then I got deeper and I started learning that it is not just about race. It's also about the income of the students and how they get to, how that affects each of them. So there is gap between low-income students and high-income students, but there's also the gap of race and ethnicity between the students.
What is the achievement gap? It is a gap in academic performance often measured by, but not limited to, standardized test scores, high school graduation rates, dropout rates, and college completion rates, traditionally between students of color and their white counterparts, as well as students from low-income backgrounds and their middle to high-income counterparts. Four-year graduation rate in ISD 622 reveals disparities between different demographic groups. Among white students, 85% graduate from high school, whereas 75% of Asians, 73% of Hispanics, 67% of American Indians, and the largest gap is with our Black students at only 63% who graduate from high school in 4 years. Evidence of the achievement gap continues as seen among our low-income students between our middle to high-income students. 85% of students who are not on free or reduced lunch graduate from high school, whereas only 70% of students who are eligible for free or reduced lunch graduate high school in 4 years. In Matamidi schools, the achievement gap also exists. 93% of white students graduate from high school in 4 years, whereas only 67% of black students do. Studies show when students are not proficient in reading by the 3rd grade, it can be an indicator of whether a student graduates on time. According to our MCA 3rd grade reading proficiency data, 84% of white students are proficient in reading, whereas 73% of Hispanics are. And our largest gap is among our black students at 67% and American Indians and Asians at 63%.
In ISD 832, the 3rd grade reading scale score for white students is 373.6, black students at 365.7, students on free and reduced lunch at 360.7, and the largest gap is between our Asian students at 359.9 and our limited English speakers at 349.8.
I think it's because some kids don't get as much resources as others because of their income, their family income, and sometimes they can't get to the resources that they need to do well as they can, or sometimes they just don't push themselves enough.
The situation of the kid outside of school.
More kids are privileged it depends on the privileges.
It's because of their culture and family, because sometimes some people don't know to speak English, so it's kind of hard for them, and their parents don't know to speak English too.
Their home styles and racism.
Outside of school, let's say in the home, or bullying, or people are calling them stupid, or they don't think they're adequate enough to excel in school.
There's a lot of factors to the achievement gap. There are teachers who do not support the students on their goals, or it depends on the individual itself, whether he or she himself wants to motivate to continue and succeed in education. It also depends on what the school wants to give to the students to succeed, but also the background they are in. If they are in a poor community that doesn't have much support for them of doing kind of like group leaderships or doing something
something to change their community or work with other people in their society, then that kind of makes hard for them to be more true to themselves and be more successful in their academic achievement, and that's why they can't graduate.
My parents, because they didn't go to high school and college.
A lot of encouragement from family members, friends, or like teachers.
My family does, as well as the teachers. Well, being the first generation to go to college and graduate, I think that's more important to me. I want to make that stand out and say, oh, I did this for myself or my family.
The thing that really helps motivate me is that my brother that passed a few years ago always wanted me to do well in school and go to college and have a great life. So I think pushing myself to that would
Support and like making things fun. When you have support and you know that people are going to be there for you.
They tell me not to give up. Like my math teacher, like I get frustrated easily and she tells me not to give up and just keep trying.
But they were also aware that I wasn't able to socialize, so they put me with people that they would understand me. So that really helped me out because then I felt more free to talk and give my ideas.
And there's this particular teacher, he helps me a lot and helps me with my writing, asks me questions, and is always there for me in anything I do in class, and he motivates me.
One teacher in particular gives me more time, tells me how to do it, explains more deeply. I come in after school or before school. They make time to help me.
What can youth do? YLC came up with Project Swag. The project was threefold. First, in January, we held a peer-led training to create awareness about the achievement gap with 40 high school students. Second, to create this video. And third, was a 7-week cross-age mentoring reading program where high school youth made a one-on-one impact with elementary students.
I absolutely love Project Swag, even though my mentee hasn't been here. I've been love working with all the people, and I got, even though like I haven't did my mentee or whatever, haven't seen my mentee, I've been able to meet new people, the mentors, and it's been a great success so far. So I'm just really glad to be a part of it.
I'm going to work with the little kids in reading, and I'm just going to talk to people about it and just see what I can do.
Developing their learning skills to a higher level and showing them that they can achieve anything.
What's this one? This one. He's stopping. After 1 minute, we're all friends.
I think it's a great thing. I think it's always good when older people are, dedicating time to spend it with younger people, and, they can learn so much from someone who's kind of, not an adult yet, but still one of their peers. In that way, I really feel like that's priceless, and they can learn a lot more almost from them than they can from an adult. They can identify with them a lot better.
Every time I went, I had fun, and the kids, they just made me so happy, and like they even motivated me in school, because like when they did stuff and they felt like they couldn't do it, I just wanted to push them, and I'm like, is that how my teachers felt? So then that made me want to do my stuff more and then set a good example for them.
I enjoy this program very a lot because it's fun.
That I get to be with Fonte, and she helps me read.
The kids are really, really smart, and they really can read. They have the ideas, but still you have to help them out to understand things that they might not know. And that's really exciting, like to mentor a little kid and just be their role model, or they look up to you and I really want to be like her, or I really want to do this and learn more. So they're willing to learn, and that's exciting.
It's exciting for you too? Yeah?
By working together, youth and adults can help eliminate the achievement gap.